Welcome to Me Percy Podcast. I'm your host, Immanuel K. Siafa. I'm here with
Your boy Jack, Johnny. Yes, sir. We back in here, man.
yeah,
Long awaited.
you know I've been waiting for this. Well, I was prepared. I was prepared last week to go on a huge rant. I was prepared Friday to go on a huge rant. So I'm like, oh man, I'll write down my whole entire rant about OSU and Mike Gundy and how I'm sick and tired of him. He should have been fired since 2020, ever since the whole entire T-shirt thing with Chuba Hubbard. That's when I feel like he should have been fired. It's been mediocre. How coaches has been fired for having 8 wins and 9-win seasons, but Mike Gundy's been getting contract extension after contract extension after contract extension. I don't really care if Loyal and True don't win you championships, okay? But when you got teams in your division, you're supposed to be the best team in the Big 12 at the OU in Texas, and now, so I was planning on writing all that stuff, and then my answers have been prayer. My prayer has been answered. Mike Gundy has been let go as OSU head coach after being coaching at OSU for 21 years. So he's been coaching ever since I've been alive, basically. So what's your thoughts on this?
I kind of got like two sides to this.
I feel like most fans.
I'm glad it happened. I just don't like the way it happened. With it being in the middle of the season. I'm glad that it did happen though, just because Mike Gundy, I don't think he wants to coach there anymore, bro. I think he wanted a change of scenery too. He just didn't want to say it. He can't work with the players that he had. Mike Gundy has always been a coach that does more with less, and this less is different than the past less. Like this less is like really really bad. Like I know that they're humans at the same time, but like they just I don't know. They're just not the same players as we've been used to. I think that it did need to happen. I think that he's going to go somewhere else and probably try to build up a program, kind of like how he did here. He's a good coach, bro. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. It's not like he was just trash. Like people are trying to seem like he was trash and a bad coach. That's not the case. But all good things come to an end eventually. So, yeah, I think the next thing that OSU needs to do, bro, is just spend money on NIL, bro. Like, it's not really Gundy's fault that we're just this bad. So,
like, I feel like, of course, like, I mean, I was happy that he got fired, but it's also bittersweet because he went Oklahoma State before Mike Gundy. No one wanted to come to Stillwater. It was more of a wrestling, basketball, track and field, golf school. No one cared about football with Oklahoma State. Like, he has 4 Bedlam wins. 4 of those, 4 of the 10 wins that we had, like, he has most of the wins for Bedlam, the winningest coach in Oklahoma State history. But also, like, times have changed. Like, ever since NIL really hit, which was 2022 in the new transfer portal, like, we saw it happen after that subpar season when they lost to Wisconsin in the bowl game. How like 22 starters transfer, and we saw, and then 2023 gave us false hope when like we lost South Alabama and Iowa State, and then go on a crazy run. Lost to UCF and then lost to Texas in the Big 12 championship game, but still going on a crazy one, beating OU and Bedlam in our last Bedlam game, give us false hope. But then I feel like that was just the skies was going to happen because we see the next year pretty much with the same squad, nothing really changing, no one, not really bringing anybody in, not adapting to the whole entire transfer portal, NIL. Hearing reports that Ollie Gordon got like 75% of the OSU athletics NIL. And then you see how the team was playing. The team was not playing great at all. Like we barely won against North Dakota State. We almost lost to Arkansas, and we blew out Tulsa. But then that was the last FBS win. After that, not, not 9 straight losses in the FBS, and then we beat UT Martin by only 10 points. And then he had to open his mouth. That's the problem. Sometimes Mike Gundy has to open his mouth like, "Oh, I don't get all this money." Well, Oklahoma State, I know they have money somewhere. It's just they don't want to use it.
Oh,
That's the problem.
they definitely got money. They just bought out his contract for 15 mil,
Mm-hmm.
and
That 15 mil could
and
have went.
didn't give him that money.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, a lot of
Yeah.
people saying the donors bought out his contract. No, the athletic director just said yesterday that the donors did not give no money to buy out that contract, and they
Mm-hmm.
have more money. They have a budget, bro, and they're just not willing to spend it on a losing team right now.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to rebuild and start from the ground up, and that's just what it's going to have to be for right now.
Mm-hmm. Like Mike Gundy is not a recruiter. He's like on college football archetype, you got
Yeah,
recruiter, motivator, and talent developer. He's a talent developer. But how can you develop a talent if they leave after 1 year because they're getting sick of time? I don't got money. I'm not playing. They don't want to trust the process. Oklahoma State teams always been about trusting the process.
mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, I feel like, but also the part he got fired because Mike Gundy refusing to change, refusing to adapt. That's the whole entire problem. They have to sit him down, say you're fired, or we're going to do a pay cut and use that money for NIL.
Yeah,
Which I feel like it's both Oklahoma State athletics and Oklahoma State head coach fault on the same time.
yeah.
But then one has to go, and then I just felt like ever since 2020 that it was downhill of Mike Gundy. We saw how they refused to repay defensive coordinator. Why am I blanking? Penn State defensive coordinator.
Right now, oh,
Yeah,
Jim Knowles.
Jim Knowles. You saw how they refused to pay Jim Knowles. Jim Knowles left and made Ohio State a national championship team. And then this being cheap or OSU Athletics being cheap. We don't really know who picks the coordinators, but him being cheap with picking coordinators, offensive coordinator, getting a defensive coordinator that was a defensive coordinator for a D2 school in
Yeah,
Pennsylvania, and then the recent hiring of his OC and DC. There's a bunch of washed up former head coaches and offensive coordinator that wasn't really good when they were in the NFL or college football. I feel like it was just cheap. I feel like Oklahoma State has been playing cheap for the last couple of years.
that's completely true. That's true.
Yeah,
I
but
think it's like you said, it's bittersweet. You didn't want to really see him go, especially in that way.
mhm.
But I think it was necessary. It needs to happen for both sides. For him
Yeah,
to save his resume and to save his legacy, and then for also us. I think the people that really need to start taking more of the blame instead of Mike Gundy taking the blame is the athletic department. But
yeah. And I was surprised when I saw Oklahoma State extended the athletic director contract. I thought he was going to go too, because I feel like it's both sides. Like in my opinion, I feel like I know totally different sports, but I think Mike Boynton should never have been fired. They should just because he was bringing in talent. Like unlike Oklahoma State football, he brings in 5 stars, 4 stars. It's just that I feel like it was just all his assistant coaches that he just needed good assistant coaches to help actually get the talent together. But then they want to fire him. He has a winning record at Oklahoma State, but they want to fire him. Like that's the thing. So you're gonna quick to fire someone for having 2 decent and 1 bad season, or fire someone who has 2 straight bad seasons and been decent all his career. That's why I feel like this. That's why I feel like the OSU athletic director is kind of backwards. Like, why is every single other sport in Oklahoma State is semi-successful? Semi, because we only team that really won anything is cross country and track and field. But then when it comes to the big name sports like football, the basketballs, even wrestling, because they somehow choke every year when it gets to when life gets too bright, they always want to fall apart. It's because they're getting too cheap. That's what I'm saying.
yep, for sure.
Yeah, but what do you think is next for Oklahoma State?
Find a winner. Find a winner, bro. Somebody that's going to do anything that it takes to win. And that's it.
Mm.
Just that simple, bro. Whether that's bringing in recruits with him, whether that's uh, giving money to him to recruit for NIL. You got to bribe these players now, bro. Nobody's going to want to come to the middle of Oklahoma in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Nobody's going to want to do that. So you have to bribe them with more than just a Cadillac.
Yeah.
You got to offer some money, bro. Like get new jerseys, get new emblems, get new logos, whatever you got to do it. Like renovate that stadium. I don't know what you have to do, but you got to start thinking long term. Right? Like where's Oklahoma State going to be in the next 10 years? We cannot be. We cannot
And
like. We cannot like be mediocre anymore. Oklahoma State has not had a decent run past the Big 12 championship since like 2011, bro. So like it's been too long. So like if 10 years from now, where's Oklahoma State going to be? We need to be with like up there. Even if we don't win a national championship, we at least have to compete in the college. It's a 16-man playoff now or 12-man playoff now. At least make that.
I feel like even with
That's
I,
been a thing for the past 3 years. We have yet to see one. So like, I don't know.
like for me, like Texas, like for example, Texas Tech, they always was like all right, but out like when NIL started hitting, they got that Patrick Mahomes NIL money, and now you see them winning. Now they see bring in talent. People are coming down to Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas, basically Stillwater, Oklahoma, the same level of Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
So how can we bring in people from still to come down to Stillwater, Oklahoma? We got to keep like we got to bring in the best recruiter. We got to bring in the NIL, the donors, the boosters. But I feel like with Oklahoma State, they did. I feel like they didn't look for a young, offensive-minded recruiter, head coach. That's the three criteria. Someone who can go out and steal a couple recruits from the Texas and Texas A&Ms and Baylor's and TCU's in Texas. Like, that's where all the recruits are. They're all down in Texas. Like,
mm-hmm.
of course, we're going to take some from Oklahoma, OU, and Tulsa. But, like, some people are saying, like, oh, they might as well go to Tulsa than OSU because they're going to play. And Tulsa's not going to a poop storm, you know. So and then the Kansas and the Kansas State's taking our talent. Like we got people and what? I think there's someone in West Virginia. How's West Virginia taking talent from Oklahoma State?
Yeah,
That's the thing. People are Oklahoma State letting people in their own backyard or next door neighbors getting taken from them. They just need to be aggressive with that.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if you did your research, but I got a couple 5 coaches for placements.
I think we got the same 5. If you want to be honest, I mean, I
Okay,
don't have 5. I don't have 5, but I got at least. I think I got like 3. If you want
okay, all right. Let's do. Okay, we can do 3 on 3.
okay.
Who's your third?
My third, probably Zach Robinson.
Mm.
Uh, if you know Zach Robinson, Cowboy for life.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons offensive coordinator. Uh, played QB. I mean, he understands that he needs to put up points. As
Mm-hmm.
you can see, he's an offensive coordinator and he's played offense his whole life. I think he can use he's kind of young. He can use his like younger mentality to try to recruit. So I would say Zach Robinson for sure at my number 3.
Okay. Well, I had Zach Robinson. He was at my 5, but since we're doing it, I'm just gonna say my 5. My 5 was Zach Robinson. And my 4 was Ben Arbuck with the offensive coordinator for OU. But like he's at 4 for a reason because I don't really see him leaving OU for OSU. But that'd be a great hire. People are saying he's like the Lincoln Riley 2.0. That's what OU fans been saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but my 3, Colin Klein, the Texas A&M offensive coordinator. He's a little younger. He's from the area. He's from the Texas, Oklahoma area, like the South Midwest area. So He's a young, offensive-minded head coach. I can see him bringing some recruits from Texas A&M too.
Yeah. So my two. I know you said it's like less likely of a hire, which I do believe is less likely of a hire, but I don't think it's impossible. Ben Arbuckle, like, why not? I mean, I might be delusional, but like, why not? Um, why not try to steal one from like the in-state rival, I guess, and try to just rebuild like Lincoln Riley 2.0. I've never heard nobody say that, but if that's the case, then yes, that's what we need.
Hey, I saw on TikTok somewhere. I'm like, okay, Lincoln Riley 2.0. Might as well skip a couple steps and leave OU. But next one, I got DJ Kine, the head coach for Texas State. He just been like winning. Like former quarterback at he played in the NFL for the Eagles, and then he was play at Tulsa, so he's from the Oklahoma area. Well, at least played in the Oklahoma area. So and then I'm trying to remember his high school, but he went to school in Tulsa. But right now he's like 19-11. Not 19-11. Yeah, 19. He has a 31-13 record. He has 2 bowl game wins, and he's only 36 years old. And I feel like I said before, he's going to take those recruits from Tulsa, take those recruits from Texas, take those recruits from Oklahoma. So that's why I have him at my 2. I feel like that's the more likely hire, and young, offensive-minded coach.
At my number 1, I got a tie. I guess I do have 4. Number 1, I got a tie. Colin Klein, A&M's offensive coordinator. Please bring some recruits from A&M. Please bring some recruits from A&M. And then Eric Morris. I know that he's a good QB recruiter, and the QB position is something that we've been struggling with for the past few years. So, yeah, I think those could be like good replacements for.
Yeah. Like I said, for your number 1, I have Eric Morris. Like the big thing, when he was at Washington State, he recruited both Cam Ward and John Mater. Like there's like I said, there's a lot of good talent in Texas. They just get overlooked because how talented the state of Texas is in football.
Mhm.
And I feel like he looks like he knows how to recruit the quarterback, which is one position historically Oklahoma State is this subpar end. Oklahoma State can recruit wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, O-line, D-line, cornerbacks, safeties. But what, the most famous quarterback that came out of Oklahoma State to the NFL is Mason Rudolph. But before that is Mike Gundy. So, that's like a 30-year difference apart right there. So I feel like Eric Morris, he's going to recruit. He's going to bring it. He's a quarterback IQ type of coach, in my opinion. When he was at Incarnate Wood, they were winning. When he's at University of North Texas, they're winning. So, I dropped my phone. But yeah, that's why I got Eric Morrison as my number 1.
That's fair. I don't know, bro. I think the door is pretty much open for anybody. I'm really interested in who the AD is going to contact in these next couple of weeks. I think he should take his time, all the time that he needs for this. I mean, we got the rest of the season to try to figure this out.
I just hope they don't rush the
Yeah,
hire.
I hope they don't rush into just a quick hire without even giving it any consideration or thought. Now, if it's a quick rush hire and it's somebody that we just named or we think is going to be good, then I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. But
Yeah. But in my opinion, I just don't understand why they would make the firing right now, knowing the rules. We're going to see a bunch of OSU players transferring after this week's game.
yeah,
Yeah, but on to the next target. I'm not target, topic. Well, I feel like the rest of these college football has been we're talking bad about teams and coaches because the Bill Belichick experiment looks like is not really working. They haven't won against a Power 5 team, recently losing to UCF.
Do we expect it to work?
I feel like expected to be competitive. That's the thing. Like you're bringing in a coach
Shout out to
who's
iPhone
known for
17,
winning.
man. Shout out to iPhone 17. That's crazy. You got it?
Oh yeah.
That's hard. Let me see. The colors go crazy too, bro. That's wild.
Got black and orange right here.
What's the great features on it?
The great features. What do you mean? Like great features.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know. I know like they got this like the Apple Intelligent. That
yeah.
John's kind of tough. Get this like connected to ChatGPT. You know.
Oh, okay.
That'd be good when I was in school.
Yeah, that might be hard though. I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
peep it until you put it into the camera.
I'm not trying to flex or nothing, you know. That's that chicken money right there.
I'm dead.
Yeah, but we like. How long do you think this North Carolina Bill Belichick experience is gonna last?
It's not gonna last, bro. I didn't even expect it to last. As soon as the hire happened, I mean, bro, it's Bill Belichick. Yeah, he's a great coach in the NFL, great coach of many great players, the greatest of all time. He don't got the greatest of all time on his team, so like, and does he really want to? Like, he need to be like front office somewhere. Did he really want to be on a field? Like, I know like coaches don't like sitting around, after they done, but like, I don't know. It's like he's an older coach, bro. Like how we just talked about with Mike Gundy. It's a new era of college football. Like, you got to adapt to what's happening right now, and I don't think Bill Belichick is grasping what's happening.
Yeah, because like what? I kind of was kind of confused, like because before him it was Mac Brown who got fired, but when he was there they were winning. He brought in Drake May, so they fired him who know a coach that was proven, who was competitive in the ACC, who brought like Lee had a top 3 pick quarterback on his team, and Amari Hampton too, who was a first round pick running back too, and Javonte Williams, who also was a a second round pick running back. So like he brought in the talent. They decided like, okay, let's move on to him and bring in a coach that was known for the NFL, who got fired because it's an older league. He's old fashioned, especially old fashioned. You got to think of NFL and college football is two different things. Sometimes college football coaches can't do NFL, and sometimes NFL coaches can't do college football. For example, Nick Saban couldn't do the NFL, and the Nebraska head Matt Rule couldn't do the NFL. Like those are two good examples right there of like college coaches that can't do the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing it would work around when Bill Belichick is known for, he's a control freak. Okay, he's a control freak. He that's the reason why Tom Brady left, because he was a control freak. He wants to know everything that's going on and wants to have the power for everything. He was the coach and the GM and the president of football operations. So like he made all the moves for everything. So when compared to college football, especially with NIL and recruiting and stuff, you gotta have a lot more patience. You can't control everything, because college football you only get players for not now. Like it used to be 4 years, but now you don't even get them for 4 years. You get them for 2 years, 1 year, because it's the transfer portal. So you don't know who's going to leave, who's going to stay. You always gotta keep on readjusting, because next year you might not have the same quarterback. You might have to look in, bring in. Oh, you might have okay, this backup quarterback could be the next guy. But even though the backup quarterback might even leave with the quarterback too, so you gotta recruit another quarterback so he can at least be competitive. So like, I feel like him when that whole entire world of college football, I didn't feel like it was gonna mesh at all.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely difficult for him, and you can see it for sure.
Yeah, but can you see UNC bouncing back, or you think they might be cook?
It just depends on their schedule, bro. I know that ACC is a little tough, so I mean,
Hey, they struggle against Big 12 opponents, UCF and TCU. Just saying, Big 12 is better than the ACC.
yeah, they got blew out by UCF too. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. Uh,
And TCU, that game against TCU, they scored 1 touchdown, and that was all.
Yeah, but they beat South Carolina. Wait, no. They beat
Charlotte and Richmond.
yeah, Charlotte and Richmond.
Yeah, two teams that are not in the Power Five. Well, Power Four, my bad.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then they got Clemson. They got Cal, Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke, NC State. I mean, their schedule is not. These games are really up in the air, truthfully, but I really don't see him beating. I could see him losing to Clemson. I could see him losing to Syracuse. I could see him losing to Duke, and I could see him losing to NC State. So, I mean, it just depends, man. I don't know. It would really just be up to like the players as well. I mean, not just Bill Belichick. We'll see about the bounce back, though. I mean,
Bro, it's so funny. I got on my phone. I got breaking news about North Carolina. This is from Front Office Sports. A new lawsuit alleged that the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill and its board of trustees broke state laws to hide discussion about the hiring of Bill Belichick. The lawsuit also alleged that North Carolina hid conversations about potential conference realignment.
wow. After we were just talking about
Yep.
and conference realignment, bro. So they, yo, that's crazy. Yeah. So it looks like the bounce back is not going to happen.
The bounce back is not going to happen.
It's about to be a snowball effect from here.
Mm-hmm. Someone said North Carolina's UNC stands for University of National Cheaters. But now let's talk about another program and their older coach, because it seems like I'm just talking bad about every single program now. I feel like Clemson and Dabo Swinney fool us all, especially me. I had them third in my prediction of winning the national championship game. I look like a fool. I look like a clown right now. And I feel like a lot of people look like a clown. You would think, oh, he brought in a couple more transfers, a little transfer, but you know how he is. But it's Clemson. They bring in the recruits. He developed their players. Like, it's the ACC. It's not really as difficult as everyone think. But now you see them losing to Georgia Tech. You saw them lost to LSU. You saw them lost to Syracuse, and them struggling against Troy. They're 1-3 right now. So, are we looking at the end of Clemson being in the elite college football status?
No, I think they're just going to move on with a different coach. They got the money to offer somebody else. So, I mean, unfortunately for Dabo Swinney, he's in the same boat as Mike Gundy, bro.
Yeah,
I think
I feel,
they're going to let him finish out the season, though. That's the difference between the two. But
I feel like if Clemson can he's gonna get fired for sure if they lose against like the big games like South Carolina. That's their rival. If they lose against South Carolina, they're gonna fire him. Like, if they can't come out with a bowl game, he might get fired after that. But I don't really see him getting fired, like, because they were just in the ACC championship. This is a coach that won not one but two national championships. Yeah, two national championships with Clemson. So, like, I feel like it's totally different levels with Mike Gundy, because, like, Mike Gundy is known for only winning one Big 12 championship game. His Dabo Swinney hand with ACC championships all around Bill Russell type beat, and then you got that two championships with Clemson, and also the talent that came through. All, like, everybody knows about Clemson D line. That's like the most. Like, if you want a good defensive player, you got good D line. You gotta go to Clemson. I'm not sure about cornerbacks because they get monster like crazy, but then also you got wide receivers. You got running backs. You got quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson. But they're looking in the NFL right now. But like at the time them coming out,
one is looking all right in the NFL. One is not playing.
but when he was playing, he was on par as one of the greats. Like, not greats, but top 10s in the league. But like I said, I don't really see Clemson firing. It's kind of similar with Mike Gundy and him not adapting to the transfer portal and NIL, but at the same time, like, I feel like it's just probably that one bad year, like Florida State, for example, that one bad year.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we are seeing Clemson falling out the elite status. That's what I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're definitely beatable. Like they used to be that team that people used to have to watch out for. But like you can go into Death Valley and not be afraid of walking out alive in Death Valley. The real Death Valley is apparently in at LSU. So
Yeah, because that's Death Valley Junior. That's what Brian Kelly said. Death Valley Junior. Google Gaga, like bro.
bruh, I'm crying.
See, I'm a little Clemson hater because my sister went there, so I'm a little Clemson hater. and
Their
they were,
their
and
orange
they
is better than ours, bro.
were, bro. I think our orange is the best orange. That's just me.
I do too, but a one is a winning orange and then one is a mediocre orange.
Well, if you put all the sports together, who's really winning?
We can't use that every time, bro.
I'm gonna use that for every single argument.
I mean, I guess
Look up Oklahoma State versus OU's all sports record. Oklahoma State's crushing OU. Shout out wrestling.
shout out golf.
Facts and track and field, bro. All right, I'm gonna skip this Heisman talk because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who the Heisman front runner is. But let's go on to Week 5 predictions.
My favorite time.
All right, here we go. Number 21 number 21 USC versus number 23 Illinois.
Illinois.
I got USC.
Okay.
Really, Illinois after they got blown out by Indiana?
It's USC, bro. I don't know. Like,
That's the thing. Is USC still USC's being quiet right now, but like the quarterback, it looked like Lincoln Riley got another one. That's what it looks like right now.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
USC in the Big Ten, all the way in California. How does that work?
Bro, money talks.
Right. I guess so.
Number 1, Ohio State versus Washington. And Washington have not been a number 1 team since the 1970s.
Ohio State versus Washington?
Yeah.
Why is this even? This is like a scrimmage.
I'm hoping Ohio State blows them out bigger than Oregon did against Oklahoma State, so no one can talk about that game no more.
Bro, like I need Ohio State to drop 100.
Bro, please. I'm going to Ohio State. I really want the upset, but like I can't see it.
Supposed to start talking about Ohio State's NIL or something.
Yeah, please Washington coach, talk all the smack in the world about Ohio State. Talk about Michigan. Please talk about Michigan. Number 4, LSU versus number 13, Ole Miss.
This is a great game. This is a great game. It might be a trap game, bro. It's a trap game for LSU.
It looks like a trap game, but like I'm so high on this LSU.
Are they playing it at LSU?
I think they're playing at Ole Miss. I gotta double check. No, they're playing at LSU.
Okay. I don't know. I still feel like Ole Miss can get that though. I'm gonna go LSU though. I'm gonna go LSU.
Oh, they're playing at Ole Miss.
What if I said both? Nah,
hey, bro.
I'm gonna go Ole Miss, bro. They're at home. I think they can pull it off.
See, the thing that worries me because right now Ole Miss, their starting quarterback got hurt in the first game, but like the last 2 weeks, their backup quarterback looks just as good. So like they're still now that the quarterback's back, they're still wondering who's going to be the starting quarterback. So that might play in the factor right there, but also another factor I don't know even though LSU has been winning, like Garrett Nussmeier, he's been looking like all right, not great, but all right. So that's what kind of worries me. But I'm going to trust my gut. LSU was one of my picks for national championships. I picked them against Clemson too. Like I I think this Brian Kelly team can finally know how to close out a game. That was their problem last year. If they can figure out how to close out the game, I got LSU right here.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it because I'm gonna go LSU because Garrett Nussmeier has to show me his Heisman moment, bro. He has yet to. I said that if he puts up the numbers, he would get the Heisman, bro, and he got to show me why I said that. So I'm gonna go LSU, bro. I think this is the game right here.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's true about another quarterback we're going to talk about eventually, but Auburn versus Texas A&M, number 9.
I think Auburn is gonna win it just because they came off a tough loss against OU last week, and I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna upset A&M.
See, I want to say
upset, but
they're going to upset A&M. Not upset, but beat A&M. Oh yeah, upset because they're unranked A&M number 9, but they're playing at Kyle Field. That's one of the loudest stadiums in the country. I'm gonna go with Texas A&M right there.
That's fair. I'm gonna have to take that L if Auburn loses, but it's gonna be really cool if I call this upset.
It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool you didn't, but it'd be really cool. But number 11, Indiana versus Iowa at Iowa. By the way, do you feel like this is a trap game?
It could be, bro. It could be. I'm gonna go. I'm not hype on Indiana, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree with you. I'm gonna go with Iowa with this one. Yeah. And I love Indiana. Like I grew up in the hoop state right there, but I feel like this is a trap game. It has trap game written all over.
Yeah,
Indiana's feeling big about that Illinois win. Now they're going into Iowa at Iowa City. That's one the hardest places to play in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Iowa just because I know that stadium is gonna be loud. That stadium is pretty loud. So
okay, Arizona versus Iowa State, number 14.
Iowa State.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Iowa State. They're playing at home. I feel like Iowa State's gonna handle business. Okay. Sure. Jackson State versus Southern.
Southern.
I got Southern too. Grambling versus Prairie View.
Grambling.
I'm gonna go with PV. Just because the colors. I like the colors.
Fair enough.
All right. The last two ones are the big ones. Okay. Number 5 Georgia versus number 17 Bama.
I'm gonna go Bama, bro. They ain't got nothing to lose. And I seen Georgia struggling with Tennessee, so I can see Bama. Even though they're ranked 17, I can see Bama pulling it off. They have nothing to lose. So,
well, since you're going with Bama, I'm gonna go with Georgia. They're playing at Georgia. I feel like Georgia has everything to lose, so that's why they're gonna win. If they lose against Bama, that's a lot of things to lose right there. But I feel like Georgia's the better team, the better coaching team, the better coach team. It's not like last year that when we had that crazy game. I feel like it's holds out a different year. Georgia is playing at Georgia, so I got Georgia right there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sick 'em. Sorry.
I'm gonna just have to take this L if they lose. But
all right, but number 3 Penn State versus number 6 Oregon at Penn State. Whiteout night game.
Jim Knowles do the job. Penn State, I'm gonna need 69 points. I need 69 points.
Hey, Penn State.
Do it for the
state. I need to see something from Drew Allard. I feel like if you don't want Drew Allard has not looked good these first 3 games, and they have not played. They play what 1 lower FBS schools and an FCS school, and he has not looked good in all three of these games. Well, in my opinion, the whole entire Penn State offense have not looked good at all. They look unmotivated. They look like they're just going through the motion, while you see the defense on Penn State, they're playing lights out. So I don't have no worry about Penn State's defense against Oregon. It's just about putting points on the board. So I need something from Drew Lock. I need his Heisman moment. People are saying that he's going to be the first quarterback selected in the first round from Penn State since 1995. He looks like a fourth round quarterback. Like to me, he looked like what? It's going to look like what happened to Quinn Ewers. He was supposed to be a first round quarterback, and he falls right down to the seventh round because how he was playing in Texas last year.
Mm-hmm.
So he just needs I feel like Drew Lock just need to wake up, because compared to Drew Lock and his former backup quarterback, who's playing lights out at Missouri right now.
Yeah.
Like people are looking like this, like, oh, does Penn State even know who? Can they really even spot talent? Because, like, for example, remember Will Levis was a quarterback for Penn State, backup quarterback under Sean Clifford, and he transferred to Kentucky, and he made Kentucky a contender. While you see those last couple of years with Penn State, like Sean Clifford, and then was just like a little struggling right now. They could use a Will Levis who got selected in the first round. So, like, the question is, does Penn State even know how to identify talent at the quarterback position? Because this is not the first time we see their backup quarterback transfer and look better than their starting quarterback right now.
That's true.
But I'm going to go with Penn State. I'm going to have a fun time at the game. That's for sure. So,
hey, enjoy it.
Hey, shout out to Sam Siafa, bro.
Huh?
Shout out to Sam Siafa.
Yeah.
Made his Penn State debut.
Yeah. Shout out Sam. Tell him I need 69 points though.
69 points. Yeah. But the only thing that worries me is this Penn State offense, but like Penn State defense, they're going to handle business. Especially
that's the thing though. Oregon relies on their offense a lot. So I think if you just shut them down, they'll fold eventually, bro. So Penn State put up,
and like I said, Penn State just need to stop Oregon's big plays. That's the reason why Oregon's so successful, is because they're big plays. What happened against Oklahoma State on second place? 56-yard run touchdown. That's all. That's how they score points. Is their big plays.
Yeah.
Once you stop their big plays, it's just a normal FBS Power 5 school. Okay, that's in my opinion. Not salty Oklahoma State fan, but like in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody knows that though. It's not obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma State just trash.
All right, let's get on to the NFL. Well, I got to change this a little bit because I made the rundown when the Broncos and Chargers were playing, but I got to. I thought
AFC teams just folding right now.
Mm-hmm. So right now we have 5 undefeated teams left in the NFL, with the Eagles, Bucs, Bills, Colts, and Chargers. I'm gonna name each team. Which team do you think is a contender or pretender? Eagles.
Contender.
Bucs.
As much as I like Baker Mayfield and how he's been playing, I'm gonna say pretenders just because he don't got enough help, especially on the defensive side of the ball, I would say. So,
and they just lost Mike Evans.
See, I did not know that. Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm. Bills.
Contender.
Chargers.
Pretender.
Really, you have to beat both Denver and the Raiders and the Chiefs. They already have 3 wins against all their division rivals.
Yeah, I know.
Colts.
The Colts, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Daniel Jones, but pretender.
So what's your reasoning for saying the Colts and Chargers are pretenders even though they're undefeated?
Just because, bro, like the start to the season has been great. Like NFL has been really good. Arguably better than college football right now, bro.
Not hardly, it is.
Like it's better. Like, and that's rare to say, bro. Like the past few years, it has not been that way. But
like the Chiefs are 1-2.
Yeah. And my team is losing.
like like my team keep on losing by a field goal every single game. Like,
at the way my team has lost,
bro,
but the Chargers, I say pretenders because the Chargers, bro, you know I'm a fan of Justin Herbert. Like I love Justin Herbert. Like it's crazy because when we were in Oregon, I was talking to my uncle and we were arguing about how Dak is not a top 10 quarterback, and I named 10 quarterbacks better than Dak Prescott, and Justin Herbert was one of them. Justin Herbert just needs help, and now he has Keenan Allen. His number two is, if it's not
I'm,
Last Cronky, it's Quentin Johnson, which is crazy. And if you know Quentin Johnson,
but Quentin Johnson has been cooking lately.
He's been balling this season. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I don't think that's going to keep up, bro. When the pressure gets on, I don't think it's going to keep up. And their defense is uh it can be good and it can be bad. So
Like, you got the Derwin James that's carrying the whole entire defense, but like you said, see that against the Broncos, they let the Broncos, who's not really a lot of big play teams, is like, oh, the offense takes a long time to get there.
yeah,
They let the Broncos, and Cortland Sutton especially, Cortland Sutton plays amazing against the Chargers every single time. They let a lot of big plays from Cortland Sutton and the Broncos. So
yeah, it's like it's inconsistent. That's why I say that is pretender. And as for the Colts, it's just the Colts, bro. Like I have no expectations for them, honestly. Like I don't know.
I would say this: the Colts defense is probably might be the most underrated defense in the NFL.
That's fair.
And which the coach for the Eagles is the former offensive coordinator for the Eagles when they lost the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. So he knows what he's doing. I'll say that for sure. I'm just surprised how well Daniel Jones is doing with the Colts, and how they were struggling for the last 3 years with Anthony Richardson. And now it seems like Jonathan Taylor too has another. He's RB1 in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I'm saying if I'm going to compare,
started off like that.
Mm-hmm. If I'm going to compare the Colts, they're like the last year Vikings in my opinion. A really great coach with a solid quarterback, but let's be honest, when it gets to the playoffs, do you really see Daniel Jones winning those big games against the Broncos, the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs in the playoffs? Not really. I can see them winning the division because the Texans have not looked good. The Titans, and then who else is in the division? Oh, Jaguars. Mm-hmm. I can definitely see them winning the division. It's going to be either the Colts or Texans, but the Colts have been looking too better than the Texans.
Yeah.
But pretty much, I agree with your list. I say the Eagles are contender. The Bucs, in my opinion, they're a contender because I feel like when the team's healthy, when it gets to the playoffs, they're gonna win the division easily. And Baker Mayfield, he always figures a way to make those upset wins happening. Something coming from an OSU fan, something about Baker Mayfield wants you oh, you want to follow him through the war too. That's what Baker Mayfield does with his team with the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bills contender, Colts pretender, and then the Chargers, I'll say they're a contender right now after seeing that Broncos game. I would say they were a pretender, but I can't be salty right now. They Colts actually do look good for the first time in a while. This is the first time they're starting 3-0 since I think the 90s or early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time in a while. So Jim Harbaugh got them looking nice. No, wait, not Jim. John Harbaugh got looking nice. So yeah.
Yeah.
But are these four teams who has not won a game yet? Is it shocking or not? The Texans.
Who were their first three games? They played the Viking. No, they didn't play the Vikings.
They played the Jaguars their last game. Bucs before that. I'm forgetting who their first game was. I think it was it. Oh wait, it was the Rams. So they played the Rams, the Bucs, and then The Jaguars.
I wouldn't say it's shocking, but I feel like they should have won at least one, bro. I think I watched that game against the Bucs though, because I think that
Mm-hmm.
was the game-winning drive where Baker just went nuts. Uh, or that might have been a different game actually. I don't remember,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Well,
not
right now,
it's not
CJ
really.
Stroud is right now. CJ Stroud has 599 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions with a 40 QBR.
That's that's why they're losing, bro. He got to be better. It's not really surprising though, honestly.
Yeah, I think. Well, I feel like it's shocking because it's the Texans. We thought the Texans were going to run that division, the AFC South. Then losing to the Jaguars, like okay, I can see the Rams and the Bucs because those are two teams that are going to make the playoffs probably. But the Jaguars, who also looking just as bad as the Texans, losing to the Jaguars, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who just recently fired the coach. This is a brand new coach right now. So
Yeah,
Jets.
not shocking.
No, I feel like it's not shocking. They are competing. Like two of their losses are close game losses, but it's not shocking at all. I feel like this year's gonna be a rebuilding year. You know,
Yeah,
the Titans.
not shocking. I think they're just trying to rebuild right now, so I wouldn't say that it's shocking at all. Uh,
I agree. Not shocking at all. Like you see, Cam Ward's leading killed in the pocket with this Titans team. His receivers aren't good at all. All that hype he gave to his receivers, saying
yeah,
they're like one of the best. Uh, uh, it might be one of those situations where like the Titans might have to get that one wide receiver to come down, like that's like a Stephon Diggs situation, or like what I'm talking about. Like bring that wide receiver one to help develop that quarterback.
yeah. It's gonna be rough for them, bro. It's gonna be rough for Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
He hates losing, so I can only imagine what he's thinking right now. He gonna
Mm-hmm.
be losing for a long time, bro.
Mm-hmm. Uh, the Dolphins.
Not shocking. Not shocking just because their team chemistry right now is like a D minus teammate grade. Like they have zero team chemistry, bro. Tyreek Hill is uh, a cancer. Tua just has no idea what's happening. This is all and Mike, but and what's their coach name? McDonald. Dang, I'm blanking on his name. Head coach
Yeah.
for the Dolphins. He's just gullible, bro. He doesn't even look like he wants to coach, bro. He's just out there like collecting a check.
Everything you say is right. Like, not shocking at all. Like, we saw all the legal issues that happened with Tyreek Hill at the offseason and during last year. Like, Tua, like, what do you expect? Like, I feel like they don't want to admit it. Like, I feel like the ownership don't want to admit they made a mistake. Because remember when they fired their old head coach when they had a winning record because he didn't like Tua? And then they brought in new, who, like, I would say the head coach, he's really good offensively, but, like, defensively, he's like, I. So, like, when he came in, they looked great. They scored 70 points against the Broncos, and everyone's like, "Oh man, this Dolphins team, they were wrong about Tua, Justin Herbert haven't really done much with the Chargers." I'm feeling right now they would rather have Justin Herbert over Tua.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not shocking at all. So I remember last year. Both of our teams started 0-2. Now this year, both of our teams are starting 1-2. Can you finally admit that we're in the same boat?
In the same boat?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, sure.
yeah.
We're in the same boat.
So
We've
what do you
we've,
think is going
we've
on wrong
lost
with
we've lost games we shouldn't have lost. So
what do you think is going on wrong with the Ravens right now?
coaching, bro. I blame everything on the coaching. The game against the Bills, that was clearly coaching, and the game last game against Detroit, Detroit just outcoached us, bro. Like they wanted it more. Like they took risks, they gambled, they played hard, uh, and all that just goes back to coaching. It's simple stuff like Derrick Henry protecting the ball. That all goes back to coaching, or like putting in an effort. That all goes back to coaching. Marlon Humphrey giving up on plays, letting receivers burn them off of like little misdirections. That all goes back to coaching. It like we're getting outcoached. Players have lack of effort. I feel like literally the only person trying to play is Lamar Jackson, bro, and that it's been that way for the past 8-9 years at this point, bro. Like, and it's I know I know it's frustrating for me, so I know it's frustrating for him, bro. He doesn't really want to say that to the media, but you can tell, bro. Like, he's the only one trying to play, literally. Like,
I feel like do the Ravens organization even want to like win? Like I feel like the way they've been playing like the last couple of years, like when it gets to a time when they need the win, Lamar Jackson, he plays amazing, but the rest of the team just like wants it's like something has to happen. Like 2 years ago, Zay Flowers fumbled that ball right coming to the end zone when they need the most against the Chiefs. Or their defense letting the Chiefs just walk all over them when they're supposed to be the number one defense in the whole entire league. And then like that the fumble, the drop catches from Mark Andrews and against the Bills. Like I feel like every year it's always something with Lamar. I feel like Lamar been playing great in the playoffs these last 2 years, but then when it comes to his teammates, they've been selling him. Coaching has been selling him. And then they still like, their solution is for a receiver, like, let's get a 40-year-old wide receiver who was great 10 years ago, or a running back that was great 5 years ago, and try to see if we can win with him. Because at the end of the day, like Derrick Henry, as great a player he is getting older. So most of the things that he's doing will happen to a player who's a lot older. Okay, they're not going to be able to hold on the ball as good as he was before, even though he trains his body like LeBron James, how he trains his body, amount of money he put in his body. But like at the end of the day, it's still Father Time.
yeah.
Like their biggest acquisition this season was getting DeAndre Hopkins. That would have been crazy back in 2018. But like, it's 2025. Times have changed.
To be fair, he's the best receiver that we have right now.
That is true. To be fair, but that's saying a lot about their drafting. What? Yeah. What? The last three big receivers they drafted was Tylan Wallace, Rashawn Bateman, and Zay Flowers.
All mediocre, except for Tylan Wallace.
Tylan Wallace, he's solid. No bias.
Before he got hurt, he was a Belinda call finalist. Rashad Bateman, he played at Minnesota, bro. Like,
I feel like someone was watching TikTok when they drafted Rashad Bateman because the amount of hype that dude had coming out of Minnesota, because like, the most underrated receiver. This might be the best receiver in that class. And then they selected him. Zay Flowers look kind of promising, but like I just see him as a solid. I don't see him. I don't see any of the receivers on besides DeAndre Hopkins because he already won. He already is an All-Pro receiver. I don't see no one else being an All-Pro, Pro Bowl receiver. The Ravens had never drafted an All-Pro wide receiver.
That's the truth.
And I don't think they ever will. Like, some teams just can't draft a certain position. The Broncos, it's been quarterback for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Besides this year, maybe I'm still a believer. But, like I said, I feel like the Ravens, if they lose against the Chiefs and they start 1-3, Jim Harbaugh should be on the hot seat.
I wouldn't be opposed, bro. I wouldn't be opposed.
Someone said this. I kind of agree. Jim Harbaugh is the Doc Rivers of the NFL. If we're going to talk about it, like, he won one Super Bowl where he almost choked that Super Bowl too, by the way. Don't forget that. They almost choked that Super Bowl. And ever since then, it's been playoff disappointment after playoff disappointment after playoff disappointment. The amount of talent that he had in that locker room. Okay, all right, Joe Flacco's not working. Let's bring in Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson do everything he can win, but like oh, they can't draft receivers. Oh, they can't develop their receivers. Oh, their defense is selling when the most are big. Like, oh, Justin Tucker's missing all his extra points. Like I feel like the Ravens they might have sold their soul for that one Super Bowl. Like when I saw Justin Tucker missing kickoff field goals, Justin Tucker, the one of the greatest kickers of all time. That's when you know, like, okay, something's happening back there because there's no way he's missing field goals like that.
He was doing that Deshaun Watson stuff. That's why.
Yep. Yeah, but hey, we'll see. They play the Chiefs this week. Let's see if they go 1-3 or 2-2.
Chiefs are beatable, bro. I think it'll happen.
Yeah. I think it happen. Well, while the Broncos they play Monday Night Football against the Bengals, where you think that it would have been a great game if Joe Burrow was healthy. So we're playing against their backup quarterback, which we should win. But the way the Broncos have been playing, the amount of penalties they've been committing, 10 penalties for 100 yards against the Chargers, and then I feel Bo Nix all year long, like he has these plays like, okay, a wide open receiver and he just overthrows it by a little bit. I'm like, no, because he had 3 chances. 3 chances he had. It was all Troy Franklin too. Troy Franklin was open for 3 times and he just missed him.
I think y'all will win though. I mean,
yeah.
I hope both of us win, bro. I'm desperate for a win. OSU can't win. The Ravens can't win. I'm just waiting on the Thunder.
Yeah, I'm when's basketball season? I was so hyped. For football too.
You know it's bad when I start cheering for OU, bro.
I'm almost getting there to a point. I'm not gonna lie. I'm almost getting there. Like, man, maybe I need to stop spending time at Norman so I can stop cheering for OU because I'm liking Norman more than Stillwater. Yeah. It's bad when you start like, bro, I'm rooting for Penn State. Like, I'm wearing a Penn State jersey. I never root for Penn State. But on to the NBA. Luka Doncic looked like he's transformed his body during the EuroLeague basketball tournament. What should we expect from Luka Doncic this season?
A scoring title?
I think we should expect MVP.
MVP, yeah, scoring. If you
I feel like the ceiling.
You pretty much in the race for MVP now.
The ceiling is first team All NBA. The floor is first team All NBA. The ceiling is MVP and scoring title. You have to have both for the ceiling. And I feel like I don't like. But as I said, MVP. Like, do I really think the Lakers gonna be as good as we see? I see them as a 6th seed or a 5th seed in my opinion. Like their big offseason acquisition was DeAndre Ayton. Like if you would have heard DeAndre Ayton and Luka Doncic playing on the same team, you've been going crazy in 2018. But like, no, like DeAndre Ayton's all right. I still believe in DeAndre Ayton. Like I like him when he's on the
team. He's a weaker Clint Capella.
That is true. If DeAndre Ayton was so good, he would still be on the Suns. That's what I can say about players who've been bounced around who were supposed to be good. Like if they were still good, they'll still be on their original team. But Luka was not on his original team no more. So, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it seemed like there's a lot of friction going on with the Golden State Warriors with Jonathan Kuminga, who looks like he's going to sign a qualifying offer with the Warriors. But even like star players like Jimmy Butler and some players in the Warriors are talking with the Warriors and like, okay, what's the long-term vision for the Golden State Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga? So this whole Jonathan Kuminga issue, you see this as the beginning of the end for the Warriors? Because to me, it seems like they can't develop talent, and then the talent they want to keep, they don't want to pay him or let him leave.
I mean, the Warriors on their way out. If that's what you're asking, yes, that is true. They're on their way out. Like, they're not really championship contenders anymore. Steph Curry just gonna continue his career there just because that's where he want to be. But I think he kind of knows that he's not gonna win anymore. So
The first sign of knowing that a team is not on the same level anymore is when they starting to trade for older former all-stars. For example, Jimmy Butler. Like Jimmy Butler, as good as he is as an all-star, he is still, 35, 36-year-old small forward. They were trying to get LeBron James for the longest. Think that can save their whole entire season and get another ring. But that's the problem when you're trying to trade for someone who is 40 years old, trying to get let's get the game back together. Okay, this would have been a crazy lineup back in 2016, but it's 2025 now. That's like the first sign when you know that a team's running out of ideas. That's what every team decides to do. For example, the Thunder, let's get Carmelo, Russ, and Paul George together and see how that works. The Rockets, the Suns, let's get Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant together. Let's see how that works. Same thing with the Nets multiple times. That's when you know a team is running out of ideas. They don't want the rebuild, but they know they're their foot is in the door of a rebuild, one step away from being a rebuild team. But that's in my opinion. I feel like the Warriors, I feel like the biggest mistake, I feel like the Warriors should have never given up on Jordan Poole. That was their future. If they would have kept Jordan Poole and started going younger, let's be honest, we can let Klay Thompson walk. We can let Draymond Green walk. Anybody that's not named Stephen Curry is leaving. Let's go younger. Let's go with Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga. They let Kevon Looney walk, for example. They couldn't develop James Wiseman. Let's be honest, when the last time the Warriors actually developed a young talent besides Jordan Poole? The last time was probably Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes, and Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. And who was the coach for those teams before Steve Kerr took over?
Mark Jackson.
So, can Steve Kerr even develop talent? That's the real question that we should be asking.
The answer is no. I'm not a fan of Steve Kerr, brother. I've always been a Mark Jackson fan, stan, whatever you want to call it. I'm not. I don't like Steve Kerr as a coach, bro. He just got great pieces around him that he just got put in the position. If you want to be honest, his team really won him a lot of things. So,
and also they don't have their old GM anymore. The guy who was really building those old Warriors team, Bob Myers. Ever since he left in 2023, where have the Warriors been? Going downhill. Bob Myers would never trade away Jordan Poole. He would have extended Jonathan Kuminga by now. He would have let Kevon Looney stay by now.
mm-hmm.
So, I digress. But that's my take for the Warriors. Let's wrap this up with Trae Young and Kawhi Leonard. So, a recent argument has been across social media with Trae Young and Patrick Beverley. What's your thoughts about Patrick Beverley saying that Trae Young is not good?
What did Trae Young say? Why am I even addressing this? Why are we, bro? Patrick Beverley, bro, out of all people, bro.
Hey, bro, Trae Young is gonna have a great year. Just more motivation. Prove me right about the Hawks, bro. That's the team I'm rooting. Not the team I'm rooting for, but that's the team I think is gonna come out the East. The Hawks. Trae Young is gonna play like an MVP level. Not win MVP, but
team, bro. That's the sleeper team. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. Shout out Patrick Beverley for turning Trae Young up ahead of time.
Facts, bro. That's what I needed. Let me bet on the Hawks real quick. Put them in I'll come out the East. I might make some money right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it the end of the Kawhi Leonard era? Some staffer on the team are giving up on Kawhi. Maybe the Clippers might give up building around Kawhi with the whole entire thing that came out about the secret $20 million. We're not gonna pay you through the contract. We're gonna give you an endorsement that's really from us. That's what the NBA is currently investigating right now. So you think this might be the end of the Kawhi Leonard era in LA?
I think it should have been over a long time ago, honestly. um, ever when he started getting injured. You
So
kind
like
of
after
know,
2 years.
yeah, you kind of know like once a player just sits out for a very long time. Like same with Joel Embiid. I'm saying the same thing for Joel Embiid, bro. It's hard to come back from lower body injuries. So and Kawhi, like we've seen Kawhi play a total of probably 50, 60, 70 games in the past 2 years. That's not normal. So
And when the person who makes the most money, who's supposed to be the star player, is on the bench, and like their team's getting carried about, like James Harden, who they just picked up, and he's not gratefully he wasn't watched for when he got picked up from the Sixers. So like I think they know this season's the beginning of the end because they got the unction right now. That's not going to work, and then they're going to blow up, which is great for the Oklahoma City Thunder because they have all their draft picks. But I feel like the Clippers are fighting so hard not to be a rebuilding team because they know the Oklahoma City Thunder, where that whole entire Oklahoma City Thunder team could be on the LA Clippers right now because Jalen Williams was that one of those draft picks that they gave up. Trey Mann was one of those draft picks that they gave away. Like Nikola Topers was one of those draft picks that they gave away for Paul George, and,
mhm.
including Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So they know that, man, we can't lose because the Thunder has our picks. And now everyone's going to be talking about this, which it is already the worst trade in NBA history, in my opinion, because the Thunder has a ring. Where's Paul George right now? Oh, not on the Clippers? Okay. So it's the worst trade in NBA history because first they gave up MVP talent, his supporting cast, which one of them was an all-star too. So two all-stars who both have rings for someone who's a 4-year rental. First they went was a conference championship game, which was, I'm not going to lie, a fraudulent playoff year because everybody was getting hurt in 2021. So I'm not going to lie, seeing the Kawhi Leonard era in LA put a smile to my face. Maybe they should have never did my boy Blake Griffin dirty in the first place.
Yeah, true fact. But
But I'm going to save this for next time we record because we're going to talk about ceilings and floors for every team in the East and West. But let's go wrap this up right now. You got any? You want to shout out your show? So you got something to say?
yes, sir. Not J Jack on Instagram. The real J Jack underscore on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, man. Welcome back to the pod.
Oh yeah, welcome. I'm not gonna lie. What was it? I think it was Monday.
hmm
Uh, not Monday. I think it was sometimes this last past week. We've been recording the podcast for 3 years now.
See, I did not know that.
Yeah,
About 3 years. Is it
yeah. I saw my Snapchat story. I'm like, wait a minute.
like an emote or like a animation with like confetti or something?
Right here, like shout out 3 years. Like me personally podcast for 3 years, and hey, let's see what this next year take us. Maybe we'll be on TV by then next year.
Hopefully, somewhere.
Yeah, but uh, I got nothing much to say. Uh, I do have plans on doing some more things for the podcast in the future, but I'll keep that to myself and John too. So we
Okay.
got some more content coming out soon. But
Uh,
and like you can't. I'm gonna start. I gotta start doing my recruiting. I gotta start doing my recruiting. Get some more guest stars on. That's the thing. We haven't had a guest since the first year of recording.
yeah, it's been a while, a long
Mm-mm,
time actually.
a long time. And I feel like we got to share the love. Like if you want to hop on me personally podcast, hit me up on Instagram primetime.siafa.
Or just the Me Personally podcast Instagram DM.
Yeah, but if you're
All
the
right, all right, bro. That's
all right. I'm gonna wrap this up. All right, my socials, my Instagram primetime.siafa, and then TikTok primetime.siafa, and yeah, follow the podcast everywhere. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, but Spotify is better. SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Yeah, everywhere we listen to podcasts. Instagram, we got the clips. TikTok, we got the clips. And hope you guys have a great day. Yeah,
Yeah.
guys, nothing else to say?
Nah, I don't. Just have
All
a
right.
great day.
All right, and we're out.
Yes, sir.